1, 2. Boom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum. We here. Now I'm just checking out a different look. Chilling.
This is another Infosol production.
I'm kind of liking the laid back flavor. I'm liking the laid back flavor. Super laid back right now. Yeah. Super laid back. Number 1 on your DM dial. With 59. 59% on the battery. But we doing something a little bit different. Pushing the boundaries. We chilling for a minute. It's a Monday and I got too much to do. Rising Stars, 248-905-1128. If you want to call in, you can. We're chilling for a minute. Yep. By the way, and by the time that I was going to understand where I'm going through, and when I found out I didn't know, but now I know, and now I gotta go where I gotta go. So put things in your mind, but when you find it, then they just ain't fine. But when we concentrate on the time, okay. If I got serious, I could really do it. I like this. I like this look. I got something going on right here. Y'all can't see it. Lay it back. What's up, everybody? Just looking at, I got some different looks going on right in front. Hopefully y'all having a good night tonight. Welcome to Pontiac WYAC. It's chilling. It's cold, man. It's cold. I can open up the phone line if you want it. If you want it, I can open up the phone line. We could talk about whatever. If it, it's something you want to talk about, we could talk about it. I had a little meeting here today. Everything went well. Potential something coming down the pipeline. Maybe I'll be able to get a chance to talk about it. If y'all want to pop in, let me know. I'll turn up the. Yo, good evening, Latoya, Allen. I can up the phone line if you want to call in. You want to call in, Latoya? Say hello. I can open up the phone line. You want to call in? If I open it up, you got to call. Don't make me open it up for nothing. Trump plans to have annual physical exams later this week. There we go. Ugh, that make me want to, hold on, that make me want to spit. Time after time. Ooh, hold on. So that make me want to go home, open up the basement, the studio. Okay. But I like this jazzy vibe. But anyways, basically had a nice little meeting earlier today. I had to leave out, come back to the pod, and get ready for next couple days. Got someone coming in. Ain't that something? You say you okay. I'm okay, but thank you. Ain't that? All right, I'll let you slide. I'll let you slide. I'm just joshing anyway, you know what I mean? I'm just chilling in here for a minute. It's cold outside. I don't want to leave the office, but I'm going to leave in a minute. We on air. You see it up there. Boom. Nah, you good. Don't worry about it. You straight. You good. Welcome to any and everybody that's watching Pontiac WYAC. We just chilling for a quick moment. I can open phone lines if somebody want to call. They got something on their mind. I'll open it up. You can call. I told you I'm gonna start doing live streams here. It's a little bit of break of it's a little bit of a break of my usual thing that I do. Usually it is cold out. It definitely is. It's so cold. It tripped me out today how cold it was. I left out early this morning, go to do my little walk that I do, which is like a mile or whatever the case may be. What's up, Pam? I do my little walk in the morning, and man, I was in the middle of my walk, and all of a sudden it got cold, and I seen some snowflakes hitting me. I said, yo, what's going on? Pam, you're gonna have to come to this is the podcast studio. You're gonna have to come, located in Bloomfield, right up the street. You're gonna have to come down in here. You maybe, schedule a session. This is also going to be a good place for a first date, y'all. First dates. This would be a good place for you to come in with this person, this girl, this guy that you dating or like. You come sit down for a 30-minute session and get to know about them. A recording. Give it to y'all. Only y'all see it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Snowflakes, yeah. Let me say, what do I usually... Let me go to... what you just said. You said, what do I usually do? Let me make this bigger. What do you usually do? This is the first time I joined your life. Well, basically, Latoya, thank you for asking. I do a lot of things. You know what I mean? Basically, I am a multimedia guru. I'm going to show you my card here. 1 second. Look at this. Watch this. I'm going to show you what I do. Look at the screen. Boom. I do event live streaming. Let's look at it. Let's put it up there. Read that. Real estate, 3D mapping, stockpile mapping, construction, insurance claims with drones. I do social media management, reels, shorts, and production, event, audio production, event photography, political campaign production, religious education production, law enforcement, government. That's what I do. Been doing it for almost 10 years. Take it back up there so you can see. Real stuff. Effigy Media Arts. That's what I do. That's what I do. And this is my office / podcast studio that I have in Bloomfield, Michigan. It's a podcast studio, content studio where people come and they can, let me see here. Boom. Love the concept. What you shared then, Pam? Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I've worked with city government, city of Pontiac, Southfield, Novi. I'm a published journalist with news agencies like the Oakland Press, contracted anyway. Footage and photos have been shown worldwide. You know what I'm saying? So I do a lot of, I just do a lot of different things. You know what I mean? I wear a lot of different hats. But I love live streaming. So lately, a lot of people have been coming to me. They come to the pod. This is the pod. I wish I can give you a panorama real quickly. But it's basically, this is a studio. People come and they run their shows. They have a live stream show that they do or a recording. I have lawyers to come here. I've had ex-military. I've had doctors, all types of people. They came in, come, and they run a show. And I record it or live stream it for them. Salespeople. I've had presidents of universities down in here. I had people that have ran organizations as far as nonprofits. Yeah, so it's a lot that I do in here. Yes, you'll have to tap in. Check me out a little bit more. I'm more into poetry realm, but you like this, you like this vibe. Is this vibe vibing, as the kids say? Is this lit? Is this lit? Is this lit, gang? Let me know. Is this lit? But it's real vibey in here. Like I have, I just try to maximize my space. I got some different little lighting going on up in here, techniques that make you feel like you feel, you know what I mean? Like how you should feel, and you could come in and you can enjoy yourself. And, so I put a lot of work into that. And, that's what I do. I got like 4 cameras in the joint. You know what I mean? I do a lot of that. I'm lit. Yeah, I'm lit. I make sure that my environment is very inviting, very I can just, let me see. Let me show you what I can do. Let me show you. I don't like that light. Let's make that red. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? We can change colors in here. We can be vibey if we want. Blue. We can go to purple. You want to go purple? You feeling purple today? Are you feeling? Are you feeling blue today? Are you feeling red today? So I try to have situational lighting where people can feel real good in the environments, and just do some things, but just try to make it comforting and complimentary. Snacks, candy, chips, maybe some water, whatever. But people come in here and they enjoy themselves, and so it's very professional. Also, people come in here, they talk about law, a lot of different things. So yeah, and this is a dope spot. It's a dope place. So I do a lot of this. I do a lot of what's up, Gil? So yeah, I just try to have a lot of options for a person to come here and maximize the space. So, feel free. Again, I'm going to show this to you. And if you want to come on or come to the pod, you can. All right. This is what we do. Look, again, events.
This is another Infosol production.
We do a lot of good things, so. Oh, okay, let me turn that back on. There we go. I meant to turn it down, not off. I am from Pontiac, Michigan. Born and raised in Pontiac, Michigan. I service a lot of Oakland County. I do a lot of things also for the city of Pontiac, like far as if there's a live stream event, they call upon me, which I'm very happy to do and be a service to my community. But I was born and raised in Pontiac and live in the Oakland County area and service the Oakland County area. Yeah. Oh, you in Virginia? I don't know. Girl, I thought you was here. But I love it. Virginia. We're at in Virginia. Norfolk? Norfolk. That's all I mean. And where I say Pontiac, Michigan, Pontiac is a metro area of Detroit. So you probably never heard of Pontiac too much, but it's one of the metro cities of Detroit. Yeah. Charlottesville in the house. How you like it there? And how's the weather there right now? I think you want to call in. Toya, I think you want to call in. I do. I'm going to give you the number. You don't have to ask. It's going to go up on the screen. (248-905-1128) if you would like to call from Charlottesville. It's winter springish. Yeah, 248-905-1128. I see your comment. Me, what? LOL. Yes. You, who, now. 248-905-1128. I got to turn this music off for the phone call to come through. See, so the vibe is, let me go to the phone call app. It's on now. So yeah, you can call in 248-905-1128. 248-905-1128. Latanya Allen is calling in from Virginia, Charlottesville, right now. Yeah. So Pontiac WYAC is proud to have an outreach where we're reaching different communities and states and stuff like that. Yeah. 248-905-1128. Yes, indeed. Coming in all the way from Charlottesville, Virginia. But yeah, I just wanted to come on tonight. Like I said, people, whoever's watching or tuning in, had a meeting earlier here, and hopefully something new will be coming in and popping off. Hopefully it comes into something, but if not, But I left out and came back because I forgot some stuff. And I said, you know what? Let me hook some stuff up and just see, because I'm going to start coming live here. So here we go. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you.
What's going on? This Latanya.
This Latanya.
What's happening? All the way from VA, Charlottesville. What's happening? See, I made
All
you.
the way from VA.
Yeah, you fam now. You fam now. What make? So what? This must be fate. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I believe things just don't happen. You just popped on, and there I was. You know what I mean? How was your day? What's going on with you from Charlottesville?
My day was good. I went to work as usual. Homework, kids. It's just the routine of the week. You know what I mean?
What do you do?
Can't complain though.
What do you do in Virginia?
I work in the radiology department at our local hospital.
Okay. So that's how long you been doing something like that? That sounds interesting. Well, I know it's
About 7 years.
Wow. What's the next step? Is you growing in that position, or you pretty solid and happy there?
I'm solid. I just don't want to be complacent.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to grow and kind of like move around within the company. But with me going to school full time, also actually chasing who I want to be and what I want to do, I don't know how, that's going to play into, the hospital realm. But, we'll see.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 40. I just celebrated my 40th birthday in February.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you.
That's cool. I mean, but you know what? We all continuously on our path and trying to get bigger, better. And like you said, you don't want to get complacent, but you want to get closer to what it is, the ultimate goal is. And sometimes we just don't even, I'll be going sometime and I don't even know what I'll be honest with you. I don't even know what I'm doing sometime. I'm just going. You know what I mean? But I know I'm going forward,
There you go.
So that's a good thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, with your profession, you definitely helping people. So you say you got children. How many you got? 1, 2, 3?
I do. I have five children. I have one graduating high school.
Okay.
And then big jump to 10, 8, 6, and 4.
Any more in the process coming?
No.
You probably said that at 3.
No, you know what? Honestly, if it wasn't for medical reasons, I will probably have at least 2 more.
Okay.
I mean, I love a big family. I have been blessed with beautiful children, well-behaved kids, so it doesn't make it hard for me to, add on to my family except for health reasons. But other than that, they are kids at the end of the day, but they're my world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? That's a good thing. Kids and family, and it's a good thing. Sound like you got it together. So I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad I talked to somebody today that got it together. It motivate me to get myself together, because I'm a mess sometimes. So
we all are sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm glad I made you call in. I ain't gonna hold you beyond what you need to be held. I ain't gonna I'm gonna do what my granny and my mama told me. Don't overdo your welcome. I'm not gonna.
I hear you. I ain't heard that saying in a long time.
Yeah, but thank you for calling in. Like I said, honestly, I'm gonna let you go. But this is like one of the first times I usually go live, but I'm at home usually doing it. And I was here at my spot. And I was like, man, I'm just sitting here. It's cold outside. Let me just go live and just kick it for a minute. I don't feel like leaving yet. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you popped in on me, and be looking you up. And we now I got a friend in VA, so we good now.
There you go.
All right.
I'm glad I was able to catch you. I'll turn on my notifications so I won't miss another one.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Peace.
Good chatting with you.
Same. Bye-bye. All right. Let me see. I think we hung up. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? That's what this is what Pontiac WYAC is really all about. We just have a little bit of fun sometime and kick it. You never know who you might meet, who you might come across, and, conversation you might have. So, you know what I mean? I'm glad that I got a chance to come across and meet LaTanya. In a nutshell, you know what I'm saying? Sound like a sweet girl. It's like she got some stuff going on. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Let me go ahead and turn this jazz back on, and then we're going to get ready to get out of here in 1 second. Let me turn the music back on. This music back on. Oh, damn it. See? Yeah, my music want to act funky. Hold on, let me see if I got it. Whatever, it ain't even playing right now. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was an honor to talk to you. It's always an honor to talk to somebody like that you never knew existed. You know what I mean? And but glad you popped in. And, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully, I'll be popping in more often. I'm gonna try to do more live streams here and just kick it and talk. It's real laid back. I'll be having all types of conversations, talking about any and everything. I'll be talking about these tariffs. I'll be talking about Trump. I'll be talking about people don't like my opinion about everything when it comes to the political realm. I stand on my own. I have like real, conviction on how I look at things. You know what I mean? So some people like them, some people don't. But I'm not afraid to speak how I feel about it. So yeah, sometimes we talk about political, and those things get real heated. Sometimes religious. Sometimes we talk about what's going on in these communities. And one thing before we get out of here, what's up, D-Wins? One thing I was talking about before we, I came on a little bit early, but I was talking about the tariffs, and I don't think people really understand or really know what the tariff thing is really doing. I was talking about a city. What's up, Keep? Oh, man, Keepo, bro. What's happening, dog? What up? I mean, well, yeah. Now the people streaming in. But, I was talking about the tariffs, and a lot of people up there, man, like, hey, look, bro, the tariffs to me is not as bad as what y'all think they are. For real, y'all, they not. The tariffs is not what y'all think it is. They have to happen, y'all. The tariffs have to happen. And I'm going to tell you why they have to happen, because the United States doesn't even produce anything anymore. It has to happen. So in my opinion, it's a last-ditch effort. You know what I mean? I put the phone number back up because I know Keith or Derek going to call on this one. 248-905-1128. If you look at like a Pontiac, you look at a Pontiac, you look at a city of Detroit, Flint. You look at Flint, Pontiac, Saginaw. All these places were industries. There's no more industries no more. They got me standing up, bro. Yes. But yeah, luckily everybody gone in the building. I can actually, I can get a little bit loud today. But, dog, you look at a Pontiac, you look at a Flint, you look at a lot of places in Texas and all these, man, all the jobs is shipped down to Mexico and everywhere else. And the United States don't build or create nothing too much no more. Now we got to wait and get everything from other countries. And at the same time, while getting everything from, what's up, Miss Patterson? While getting things from other countries, the United States is getting overcharged at the same time. I don't see like my people be tripping off of what's trying to happen. United States have to do something at this point. We're really at the last leg. So that's how I feel about the tariffs. I don't really feel like, you can't, the country couldn't really continue to go in the way that it was going. It's going to bankrupt itself. How you not going to produce anything and then keep buying from other countries all the time? What are you going to do? None of these countries care about the survival of the United States, for real. They're going to continue to try and get let's see what you just said here. The United States has hardly ever had anything of their own. At one time they did. What's the number, Keith? Okay. Number is, thanks for calling in, man. It's been a minute. I hope everything's been well with you. 248-905-1128. Let me go to the phone app real quick so you can call in. It can show. So yeah, you can call in now. And I think my cordless still got enough power. You can come on, call in, brother. Come on, call in. Tell me what you think. 248-905-1128. 248-905-1128. And me and this brother right here, I'm gonna tell you, we got difference of an opinions. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Me and this brother got differences of opinion. We got differences of opinion, okay? But I'm gonna tell you now, Keith, you're not gonna win this debate. So come on in, dog. 248-905. Here we go. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. I think I lost Bluetooth connection. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, brother. I think my Bluetooth connection. There you go. Can you hear me, dog? Yo, hold on 1 second. Let me get this Bluetooth connection back, y'all. Let's get it right. Because something ain't working. Something ain't working right. Something ain't working. Let's go back to the Bluetooth. Miss Can. Hold on 1 second, Keith. We gonna get this right, brother. Let's go over to the Bluetooth setting. Hold on 1 second, brother. I might have to go. Hold on 1 second, brother. I'm gonna get this Bluetooth connected right because I need to get your call in. I don't know what happened. Latoya called in and then messed up the Bluetooth. See, Latoya, we see, man, you gonna fight. All right, I see. This is what we're gonna do, Keith. This is what we're gonna do, Keith. I'm going to use my phone, dog, and we gonna connect on the connect on the Bluetooth. This way you can call in on that. 1 second, bro. We gonna get it right. We gonna get it right real quickly because I want to get your call, man. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get your call, bro. Something happened. Something happened with the Bluetooth. And I think the only way it's gonna fix, brother. The only way it's gonna fix, Keith, is if I turn it off. So I'm not gonna do that. But what I can do, Keith, is I can send you a link. Do you want the link? You can pop on real quick on the screen with me. I can do that. I can send you the link real quick. You can pop in on your phone and you can be live on the screen with us right now. Bet. I'm about to send it to you right now. All right. Hold on 1 second. Give me your email. What it start with? The first couple of initials, or first couple of letters that start on your email, and it should pop right up on my Gmail, and I can go ahead and send you the link. Got you. Okay. Sending it right now. All right. So anybody else that wants to pop on, you can. While I got a little bit of juice left that's on the a little bit of juice that's left on the mic here. Just sent you the what's the name, brother. Go ahead and give me come on in. I'm waiting for you. Make sure you turned up on the other end. Waiting for Keith to come on in here. D Wins, I know you may be listening. If you want to come in, bro, come on in. But like I was saying, in a nutshell, I think that the tariffs is not really a bad thing, because at the end of the day, what else we gonna do? Like, what can we do when a lot of these countries are overtaxing, or that's all the tariff is a tax anyway. So I mean, all they doing is really overtaxing us, and we ain't even tariffing or taxing them the same amount that they're taxing. Come on. So all these countries have been getting away with this for a long time. So I'm waiting for brother to come on in here. So tell me what y'all think. Send the link one more time here.
Shanti.
There we go. Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
What's up? He called me the big,
bro. Hey, bro. Now, these tariffs, boy. Hey, I'm glad we got them, baby.
I see. Here. Tear me apart, man. You see my 401k?
Hey, man.
What's going on? I'm in the
Yeah.
auto industry, man. I can't survive with this kind of stuff going on, man.
Man. I know, bro. I know it's a little bit of pain right now, man. But I think for the long run, what do you think, though? I mean, do you think it's gonna turn out in the right way? Something had to happen, though, bro. Something had to happen.
Well, let me tell you, man. To understand where we are, you got to understand history. There's an old saying that if you don't understand, you don't know the past, you're bound to repeat it, right?
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Here we are. So I'm gonna step back a little bit. We got rid of DEI. We got rid of all the stuff to keep people weak. The last.
Here go D Win.
The last thing to go is the economics. It's a page straight out of Hitler's book. He did the same identical thing. And you got to understand, America is the world's dumping ground for products. We are a consumer society. Period. We're the only country in the world that's all consumer driven. So it's a money grab.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. The rich is about to get richer. When the market falls, the options go up. They make money hand over fist. While we suffer. It was no need. The world was at a balance somewhat with these tariffs. It was no need to mess with it unless you trying to be greedy, trying to get something out of it.
But you say everything was at D Wins, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. So you say everything was at a yeah, things were at an even kill. Well, I ain't gonna say at an even kill, but things were normal as we knew them. That's what my take on things were normal as we knew them. But could the United States, man, continue to go on that trajectory, man, where it was like continuously? Because I didn't know, man, that the United States was paying the tariff that they was paying to China and all these in Switzerland and I didn't know that we were paying them like 50%, 40%. 90, I mean not 90%, but 30% in tariffs. I didn't know we was paying that amount of money, and we weren't even charging them that amount. You know what I'm saying? So when I found that out, it really shocked me. That's why I got even more like, you know what? Yeah, we should have a reciprocal tax or a tariff where they charging us, where we're charging them at least the same amount. But we ain't even doing that.
You can't do that because our dollar is stronger. Their dollar is weaker. They have more people than we do. So we are a consumer society. They are product driven society. They manufacture the product. You can't have it even both ways. You ever sold dope before?
Nah.
Okay. So
no.
And then on top of all this pimping poverty that he doing, he not telling nobody the results of what they really doing. That's why they steal it. They just robbing everybody.
The results, like I don't know if the results in. It's too soon to see.
Hey, if they've already figured out that somebody's been stealing from the government, wouldn't you think they would share that?
Oh, you talking about far as the cuts, far as the like the government agencies and things like that? You talking about?
And then to say that we've been getting robbed by these tariffs. Why not skipping all that? He get up on stage with a poster board. Man, he ain't collecting no money.
Well, okay, as a nation, then what is your suggestion then? What do we just continue? Because okay, let me just throw this out, and then y'all tell me what y'all think. You think about a city like Detroit, Pontiac, Saginaw, Flint. Yeah, Flint for sure. When we had, y'all remember, because we all in that age group, man, where that's where Pontiac, Flint, and Saginaw, Detroit thrived off of. We thrived off of manufacturing. Dad was able to get the job. Mom was able to get the job straight out of high school. The United States made a terrible deal, that NAFTA thing, and sent all the manufacturing jobs, basically the plant jobs, down to Mexico and other places. Now, that was a terrible deal, and the United States just continued to not be producers of cars. D-Wins, you've been to Hong Kong and different places. From what I understand, they don't even accept United States cars. We accept their cars. We accept their we accept their lumber. We accept their steel. But anything that the United States produces and tries to get to their countries, they don't even want to accept it. They're gonna keep. Let me go. They're gonna keep going. Okay.
Oh, you was actually win. My bad.
Now, either or, whoever want to answer that, but what's up with their cars? Not like we accept theirs. Our steel, our lumber, our whatever little products that we do make, they don't even barely want to accept them. And if they do, they tariffed, they like tax to death. What?
So
okay, I'm quiet.
Different countries have different laws, man. We have different emission laws. We have different sizes. We have different tolerances when it comes to rubber. Just like we build trucks for Saudi Arabia. Their tires, the tires we use here, we're not allowed to use there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then there's a difference in China. So what GM, Ford, and Chrysler do, they go over there and build plants and build cars to their spec. Do we build cars here in America and ship there? No. But they sell American products over there though.
Yep. I know that in Korea. They sell a lot of our cars.
Yeah.
So why do they? Okay, let me ask you this then. Well, how can we combat and answer the question of why do they overcharge us? Far as why everybody so much up in arms of when the United States want to charge a tariff when the United States is being charged tariffs that are high?
Because the United States has the strongest dollar.
So that means it should be fair trade, but that's not even fair trade though. Like why are we charging 2 or 3% for a tariff and they're charging us 30%?
because you got to make our dollar equal.
Yep.
You say no?
Now, why do we want to be equal to these nations?
No. It's not about being equal. Our dollar is stronger.
It's worth more. So in percentage wise, it balances our dollar out. All right, and we're going to trade on that. Now, what he's saying is it's unfair percentage wise, which those who are not familiar, it's going to sound like it's unfair. You see what I'm saying? Because the percentages are all. But to even our dollar out, where we can trade amongst the world equally, the percentage is going to be off, and that's what makes the tariff of a weapon. Because if you're going to charge us 34 and we charge them 34, we're going to get way more than what we giving.
Well, how do we? Let me ask y'all this, because y'all know about the y'all definitely know about the manufacturing and stuff like that. Like, how do we get those? How do we get that back? Because we don't really. You remember how it was in the '80s and after in the '90s, man, it destroyed cities like Pontiac and Detroit, and Flint.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even get that back? Is tariff? I see tariffs as a weapon as getting those jobs or manufacturers back.
But they still might not come back.
And if some of them do come back, they're not going to be making $40,000, $50,000 an hour.
But they still
that's why
a job.
That's in America, you can't survive. You can't survive on a $9 job. It costs $20 an hour to work at McDonald's now. In America, you can't survive like that. Nobody can survive like that. So that means nobody's going to go to that job. This is what made the immigrants so important, because they would do the jobs that Americans wouldn't do. They go out and pick the oranges. They shovel the shit. You know what I mean? They didn't mind that work, and they all pull their resources together. They you know how the saying goes, motherfuckers want the house, all that shit. They did, and not to be funny, but that was okay for their standard. They just want to be free. The average American not going out there to pick the oranges off the tree. They're not going out there in the yard to take the lettuce out the ground or shuck that corn. So because they don't pay enough for you to make a living, and it's hard work. You talk about bringing jobs back that don't equate to $40,000 an hour. It's no guarantee they're gonna get those people enough people to man those jobs like that.
Right.
So what do we do then? I mean,
You think about the average young cat right now. They ain't trying to get up in there and manufacture. They trying to do YouTube and get rich that way.
I mean, but not everybody. You know what I mean? But what do we do? Do we continue?
Look at the demographics.
But do we continue? But do we continue in the way that we say, if he didn't win and say Kamala won or whoever may have won? Do we continue to go on the trajectory that the country was going? Because sooner or later we was gonna bankrupt anyway, dog.
How do we know we had all this debt out here?
How did we know? I mean, we all knew that the government was.
Everybody telling us.
But D, we been knew that the government was screwing us and taking our tax money and doing a whole bunch of stuff with it. We been knew that. That ain't like a secret. We just didn't know where it was going. Now we seeing where the money was actually being going to. We all knew that.
Why is it costing us more now then?
What you say, costing us more?
Why is it getting ready? See, these tariffs. See, what we ain't is these tariffs gonna cost us. See, if I was him, I would have came to the table and brought everybody to the table and say, hey, we got to do something. Because I got to get paid. But to go out there and start a tariff war, and you're gonna hurt the American people now, because it's gonna hit us in the pocket.
It will. I think it's going to. Yeah, it will. It will.
But you want to have this big fight with China. See, you got to understand about China right now. China made so much, and they can duplicate everything they do.
Because they stole it from the United States.
It don't matter.
But check this out, D. It was bad policy that made China be the superpower that they are. China in the 80s and 90s wasn't who they were until the United States gave up all the intellectual property, gave up all the jobs. China was not. So China, so you saying China was on the level of the United States in the 80s?
American, look, greedy businessmen put China on that level.
Right.
They went over there. They
who were in charge?
They saw how much people are willing to work hardly for nothing. They brought China opened the doors and I can come over here and do it. No, it's going to pay the people.
But don't we got to put a stop to that? Don't we got to put a stop to that? Or China's going to be the main superpower over the United States in a second?
It's too late. They are.
That might already.
I don't know if they close, but I don't think they are.
America
I don't think they are yet.
We invented stuff, man.
Shanti, did you say they close?
They not the number one superpower.
You better go back and pay attention.
You just said that they dollar ain't as worth as much. They yen ain't worth as much as the dollar. You just said that. So whoever dollar is worth the most is the superpower.
No.
Okay.
No,
that's economics. Mm-hmm. We talking about power, all around power. Economics play a role in that. They 3 billion deep. They got the largest army. They done bought everything in Africa, meaning they got all the resources.
How did they get that? United States
they
bought it because of our businessmen and politicians went over there and opened the door for it. It wasn't China. They didn't make us come over there.
So are y'all?
We did this to ourselves.
So let me ask you a question. At the end of the day, we in America, me, you, D wins, Latanya, who's on the line, she say, look at how many things the United States stole and took over from other countries. Absolutely, and I'm with that too. But at the end of the day, we in America, right? Are we Americans or not?
Yeah.
Do we want America to win, or we want to do it? Or do we want, you know what I'm saying, China to be greater?
We want to win.
But how do we do that then?
Time, some of these in America ain't right.
But do you think the way we was...
This is
I got a big echo on D Win. I can't understand what he's saying.
Yeah, D, we got an echo on you. I don't know. Let me hit this setting real quick. Let me see if I can... Let me hit that button. How about now? Is D Win?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
He better now?
Yeah.
So, okay. I mean, you got to think about it. These dudes came in to pimp poverty, man. They ain't caring nothing about. They give a damn.
They pimping poverty.
Think about that, man. They ain't think about them tariffs, man. They up in there robbing this place blind. Yeah, we're gonna close the borders. We're gonna get these people out, that people out. That caused a distraction for everybody to believe that they was gonna get the government together while they pimping poverty and snatching money.
But D, they've been doing that for so. I mean,
man. Listen, man.
So you mean to tell me that each administration ain't been pimping poverty?
You got to pay attention to the distraction. When he ain't saying nothing about the people in America and fire them, do all that. That's all he doing. He created a distraction. Now, why he ain't saying nothing about Russia? Let's just ask that question. Why he ain't over there tripping about them?
Dig that. Dig that, D.
If you so gangster, why don't you go hit the real gangster in the mouth?
Oh, he just hit them with the tariff too, D.
He hit them with the tariff.
Everybody got the tariff.
How much you bet he quickly turned it off? He had to hit them with the tariff because everybody in America was like, "Why you didn't do nothing to Putin?"
Dog.
If I'm your boy and if I gotta cause a distraction, I'm gonna make it seem like I hit you with a tariff, but I ain't hit you with nothing because can't nobody tell if I hit you with it or not.
Okay, D, but check this out.
You gotta pay attention to the game, man. Hey, listen. We gonna rob this place. I'm gonna pretend like I'm hitting you with the pistol, but I ain't gonna hit you with the pistol. It's gonna be fake. I want you to fake like you shot me in my ear. Yeah, this is all a game. It's pimping poverty.
But this is what other people not really understanding also, y'all. Other countries, other countries are tariffing each other. So China and Russia, for instance, is in a tariff war. Everybody is trying to get up on each other. In the meanwhile, over the years, bro, everybody been getting over on the United States. And that's all I'm saying is, and we know that to be true because we know that. We know that our tax dollars have been going to aid all these different countries, go ahead and help fight all these different wars, go ahead and pay for a whole bunch of junk that don't even need to be paid for. And now I don't see nothing wrong with actually cutting a lot of the junk and not supporting a lot of these countries like Ukraine and all these that I feel like something had to be done because I think in the nutshell, man, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. But I think if we would have continued on the trajectory anyway, we was gonna go broke and go to war. Something had to happen, dog.
Listen, man.
Something had to happen.
Even with us doing whatever we're gonna do,
No, nothing in that.
when you start taking,
Do you
when
think?
you
Hold on. Do you
take
think the
away
country
the
would have
fact
lasted
that
another
you're not
30
gonna
years like
take care
this?
of people, see, he done left the people out of it.
Do
He
you
just
think the
talking
country would have
trade.
lasted another 30
I'm
years
gonna go
like
after the tariff. You ain't got one tax break yet. You ain't got no stimulus check because that's what everybody waiting on. Oh, Trump gonna give us a stimulus check.
Right.
Trump done
That's
pimped
why they
all.
voted for him.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about 2025. He know all about it. He wrote it.
Yep.
So you got to think about it, man. He just pimping poverty, and everybody distracted by it. Some of these people are really excited, thinking he doing the right thing. He finna shut the American people down because he can run over to get up under Putin and leave
so
us here. He can run.
dog, you honestly think, D, you honestly, I mean, and it just I'm asking, you honestly think that the guy got elected as the president of the United States to turn the country over
I
to Russia?
believe they cheated.
I mean, hold on.
That-
You think that this
Right.
guy, regardless how much you don't like him, he went to trying to be the president, to win the presidency, to turn the country over, the United States, turn it over to Putin.
Pay attention to what's going on.
So that's what you're saying.
Pay attention to what's going on.
Come on,
Pay
dude.
attention without thinking. See, everybody rah thinking, yeah, he gonna clean it up, and we're gonna become millionaires, and we're gonna get all this paper.
I
Watch.
don't hear nobody. I didn't
See
hear
what
nobody.
happened. He came back for vengeance. As far as you go and me go, even with our history, why they tearing our history down? Why every time something go on, we got to go tear up? Black people ain't bothering nobody. Why we got to go over there and tear up their stuff? Why?
Whose stuff are we tearing up?
Why they taking all our stuff down? Why they want to just get rid of it? What we do, and we ain't got nothing to do with these tariffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you. We ain't got nothing to do with none of that stuff. Why they going to tear our stuff down? Why is if you're gonna work on the government, go work on the government. Why you got to work on black history? You already stole enough. You got rich off of us.
Bruh, they trying to put us in third. They trying to put us in third world status, man. They trying
That's
to get.
exactly
They trying to have a cheaper labor pool. All right, listen. You put a
How do,
businessman to run a country. That
how
man
does
is not
that?
about government. That man is about business and how to make more
there it
money.
is.
And the way you offset one of the largest expenses that you can control in your business is wages. That's pretty much the biggest non-fixed expense you can have in business. They want American employees to work at third world wages. They doing it.
Yep.
I mean, so look at this, fellas, and this is what it is. Vietnam is charging us 46%. China 34%. Taiwan, Indonesia, South Africa, all these countries charge us, and we don't even charge them that much. Canada and Mexico,
How much we charged them? How much were we ever charging
we were
all these
charging them like
countries?
2 to 5%. D 2 to 5%. Now you tell
But
me, is that
you gotta think about some of these countries. Our dollar is like hundreds of dollars.
fair? Percentage is percentage, though, man. I mean, like when you
Percentage
do,
is not percentage
yeah, it is. Percentage
You
is
don't
look
want to
at
percentage.
accept
the
that part of it.
Look,
our
You don't want to
value.
accept that part of it. You want to argue strictly percentages, and you don't want to look at the whole picture because the main center of this argument is the strength of the dollar. You don't want to accept that part of it, You want to argue the percentages part. And there's two things that's going on right now. You either
Okay.
don't want to understand that, or you
Okay.
just don't want to accept that part. But the big picture is that for you to trade. I give you something of value, you give me something of value, and we walk away. Fair deal. Now, our dollar, they could take our dollar, and what D. Williams just explained. I didn't mean to cut you off, D.
No, you
They
good.
they taking our dollar. They take our dollar. They could buy up the world. To offset that dollar amount, because we're the strongest dollar, we're going to trade at a higher expense. We give you, we give them 2, they give us 34, or vice versa. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? To
How
equal
long
the
can we
strength of
put?
the dollar.
But what I'm saying, D and Keith, how long can that go on? So let's say that's the case. How y'all explain it? How long, if we continually not making products here, not making steel, we
We
not making
making products
aluminum,
here. It's
no,
just
barely,
that you
barely.
got to pay attention. If you're not paying attention to what's really going on, you
D,
lost.
we all
Cause
know
see,
that we
here's the
not.
thing: everybody's screaming tariff, 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 but the tariff is going to crash the American business.
But D,
It's going to crash it because guess what?
Unless,
When you raise
unless,
the tariff,
to build, you got to destroy sometime, bro. Like
okay.
I don't know anything that that was worth something that didn't have to be kind of the Lego blocks had to be redone, man, because the way that we going and it, less
But
and less
this
manufacturing.
country right now can't afford a recession.
Okay,
son,
and you're
son,
right, but we
are you
can't afford
willing
to
to?
continue on the same trajectory.
Are you willing to work for what the Mexicans work for in Mexico?
No, I
Wait a
don't want
minute.
to. No, I
Hold
don't.
on.
I
Wait a
don't want to.
minute.
No,
But you the first. But you up here hollering fair trade. Is it fair for you to trade with Mexico and they making less and you make more and y'all doing the same job? Is that fair?
but do you know why
Wait
they're
a minute.
making?
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that fair? You
Yeah,
both building trucks. You get paid $50 an hour. They getting paid $5 an hour. Is
that's
that
them in their
fair?
country. That's them in their
Hold
country.
on. Is it fair?
Yeah, because I ain't in Mexico.
Okay, so since you're not in Mexico, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Since you're not in Mexico and we want to do fair trade,
Mm-hmm.
we going to is it fair for them to charge us more on the tariff and
Products.
we charge them less because of what the companies are paying their workers to do the same work that we do at a much cheaper rate? Is it fair? That's
I
a
would
fair
say,
trade.
is it fair to the United States? What's going on now? No,
Uh, is it fair to the United States?
no.
It's the United States that's getting down. It's the United States that's taking advantage of the poor.
But
That's true.
what I'm saying is the game has went so far down the rabbit hole, y'all, that we almost to a point of no return where there's not going to be a return of manufacturing jobs. Dog, these other countries really, dog, United States is on its way out of here.
Wait a minute.
These other countries
For
got
them
us
to compete, but see, for them to compete, we gonna have to make this for it to be. We gonna have to make the same wages they make in Mexico. That's what's happening right now. That's what's happening right now. For us to produce the products that these other countries are producing, we have to make the wages that they're making for them jobs to be produced here in America.
Yep.
That's what's happening. It's a money grab. When we make less, the rich get richer. You put a businessman in the seat, an unsuccessful businessman in the seat to run a government.
That's right. Six
He don't know how to run
bankruptcies.
government. He runs a business. His drive is profit.
well, in the
Yep.
country of business,
Capital.
ain't the country of business.
Yeah, but you got to
No, the
understand,
country
man.
is
You got to
is
pay
a
attention,
government.
man. You distracted.
The
You
country is a
distracted with
business.
it.
Each country is a business, and each president or king of a country is the CEO of that country or said business. So it's like, dog, at the end of the day, I am the United States, the country had to do something, bro. The country had to do something. We couldn't continue to go, in my opinion, the trajectory that we was going, bro, because wasn't no jobs or no substantial jobs or production was gonna come back to the United States. Nobody was talking, man. These little menial jobs, I ain't gonna say menial jobs, but I'm saying A job is a job, but the real sustainable jobs, the ones that our parents had straight out of high school or even dropped out of school.
They still exist.
No, they hard and few in between to find. Me and you
I-
know both, D, that and our
It just
grandparents or
depends on
parents,
where you at.
but it used to be plentiful all over the country, though. If it was in Pittsburgh, it was the people working in the steel mills. If it was Michigan, it was the car industry. If it was out in California, it was the tire industry, the rubber. In Texas, it was probably oil or whatever the case may be. But now all these industries, dog, have been shipped away, and we don't. Or if it was in the Midwest or Minnesota or Montana, it was timber. Now we don't get basically not of our lumber from the United States don't produce it. A lot of our aluminum, all of our aluminum, we getting it from China. We getting it from places like that. When are we got to
I
get to
got
the
one
point?
question for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Why were they shipped away?
Because they made that deal with NAFTA, and Bill Clinton did a NAFTA deal when he
Why
was
did a
ahead of that.
business pack up in America and go elsewhere to build the same product? Why did they do that?
They probably did it because they probably felt like they was getting charged more as far as taxes. It was more expensive to build the product in the United States. That's why they left.
Okay.
So I'm not just blaming. I'm blaming everything that led up to this part. The kid said, "Stop, please." I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Stop, because we can look in the situation that we in. Look at Pontiac. Look at Detroit. Well, Detroit is coming back up under a different situation, but a lot of these, man, you look at Memphis, Tennessee, man. You even look at us as a people, black people. Why are we killing each other as much as we are? We weren't killing each other like this in the 80s and 90s like that. We was,
And you know
but
what, man? I've been hearing a lot about this here. But here's the thing.
but we had jobs. We had
But
good
listen to what I'm
decent
saying.
communities. But
See,
look at
here's the
now.
thing. First, the Caucasian race do more killing than anybody. Anybody. They just don't publicize it.
They publicize it. We just don't pay attention to it. They
Yes.
publicize it because they do more mass killing than anybody on the planet.
Yep. Anybody. And the thing
So
about
what do we do? What do we do?
the thing about our community and jobs, that's a thing that our local government, governors, and things like
We
that
say that, but dog, it's a
pull
federal
tax.
thing, though,
It
D.
ain't got nothing to do with these companies. These
Dude,
companies. Let's
let's look at what
and
it is.
correct. Hey, I'm gonna
Gen-
tell you this. Let's go to
D,
Pontiac right quick.
dog, General
Pontiac
Motors.
and General Motors. The reason General Motors cut out most of their production
I'm
out
listening.
of Pontiac is because our local government was
No,
hitting them over
no,
the head with
mm-mm,
more tax.
no, no. It's
Yes.
because those jobs got shipped to Mexico, D.
They did not get to ship to Mexico.
Dog,
Those
dog.
two
There's no
plants
more
that was in Pontiac is in Spring Hill.
D.
They right there in Spring Hill, Tennessee. They left because Pontiac was
Didn't want to
taxing
wheel and
their
deal.
ass.
Didn't want
They
to wheel and
wanted to
deal.
stay because they wanted to keep the Pontiac brand. That's why it's gone.
Same
They
thing
Mm-mm,
with
just moved to
Flint.
Tennessee. That's
nah.
it. I'm
So you
telling you,
mean
bro.
so you trying to tell me the manufacturing jobs that left Pontiac,
Are
Detroit,
in
Flint
Tennessee,
are all in Tennessee,
Spring Hill, Tennessee.
all of them? No,
Yes,
Obviously,
bro, no,
Texas.
no, no.
Spring Hill.
Those jobs went down to Mexico and overseas in Japan.
No,
Yeah, they
man.
did, D. Okay. It's in NAFTA. It's in NAFTA. You ain't got to believe me. It's in NAFTA. It tell you where those
Okay, pull
manufacturing
it.
jobs went to.
You might have to pull it.
Hey, wait a
Um,
minute. First, let me say this.
okay.
D-Win, you right when it comes to manufacturing cars. Shanti, you right too, but you talking about parts. You talking about shit like
Yes.
Delphi. You're talking about shit like Lear and shit like that. That's
See,
the shit that left. Now, when it comes to building trucks and cars, nah, that shit got shipped to another state, a red state, a southern state, a right
yep,
to work state. They went to Tennessee, Texas, Georgia,
yep.
and all of that. Nah, they tell me what car they built. Here you go, Indiana
Did the trucks, yeah.
they building trucks. They build the
Sante, I'm gonna tell you, man, because I did
Silverado.
if when I was getting my master's, I did a research on it. The
Yeah,
reason General Motors pulled out of Pontiac, Michigan, was because when they were in the bankruptcy, Pontiac wanted that money and was taxing them, and they was like, "Just bear with us, we're gonna stay."
Mhm.
Pontiac pushed the needle, and they said, "Okay, we gotta go." and Spring Hill, Tennessee picked that thing up, and they
Ran
run
with
it
it.
ever since.
All right, I'm gonna show
That's why
you.
the city of Pontiac is looking like it is now.
All right, I'm gonna show you. I'm just not, you know what I mean? I'm just not kicking it and just saying it, you know what I'm saying? Michigan experienced significant decline in manufacturing jobs, particularly during the NAFTA, whatever, 1990 up to present, losing that much jobs. So basically, you know, the jobs that was left was doing for bad deals that the United States did. So I can't say that it's a local thing. That I can't say it's a local thing. Yeah, the local probably has something to do with it, but I believe that you know ultimately it was the leadership and on the federal level that make those types of deals. That you know they just made a bad deal. They've been making bad deals, and I mean, dog, we know that these jobs are not available anymore. Not these jobs that's produced. I don't care if it's just parts. I don't care if it's manufacturing a whole car or even steel or whatever the case may be. These jobs are not available to sustain a whole family. One person used to could work in the household, kind of, but now you know what I'm saying. So I'm saying like something had to happen. I think
Dante, let me ask you this.
we looking at the
Do
person
you
that's
do
in
you
charge.
really do you really think, okay, let's just say they put tariffs on everybody, 50%, 100%. Do you really think all these companies gonna really come back and build
Hell
here?
no.
No,
Hell no.
they may not, but something is
There
worth
won't be
trying.
no jobs for the American people, man.
But it's something is worth a try than what was going on now. What was going on before? Like the economy was in decline
We
anyways.
That's what they tell us. I
D.
believe things are not as bad as they saying that they are. I gotta give you a distraction so I can rob you. I gotta throw a rock at your car. You run outside to check your car. I'm
So
running in
D, are
your
you
house.
telling me this has been a distraction over the last 20 years that the jobs have been declining
Let me ask you this: the jobs ain't been declining. Why he didn't do that in 2016 then?
because he didn't have the House or the Senate, but now he has the backing
No,
to
no,
be
no,
able
no,
to
no,
do
no,
these
no.
types of
He
things.
he he inherited one of the best economies ever and screwed it up.
Now, where did you get that from?
I knew he inherited the best
I,
economy
I
because
think
it came from President Barack Obama.
I
He didn't
think
have to do anything.
what happened is people just don't want to like the messenger. You know what I mean? The
Not that.
president.
It's not
If
that
it
bad.
was
How can
Kamala
you
or if it was
like? How
Biden,
can you like
it ain't
someone?
about liking them.
How can you like his business ethic? What's the president? Can you tell me? Uh, Give me five things that's successful about this man.
Well, number one, he
Give me
was
five things that he was successful at in his entire career.
okay. His first presidency, number one, I think was a success. I don't think it was a bad presidency. I think we didn't have any wars during that
What did
point.
he do?
Well, number one, didn't have any wars, calmed down everything that was going on in the Middle East,
Did
calmed
you
that down.
okay? Let me stop you right there. Did you know President Barack Obama set that and set that up for
Hey,
him?
you asking me though, D? I'm telling you, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
well
Like,
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
mean, because
Okay.
he could have came in there and blew up the situation and made it worse or better. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
the economy wasn't bad when during his presidency up
He had
until
nothing to do with that.
okay. So nothing that I say is going to be credible to you.
No, I want you to tell me five things that he did. Part of that, what you're talking about, is what President Barack Obama did. I
And
want to know what
I don't think
he
okay.
did
Okay,
that
and
was successful.
also he also runs and is a successful businessman. Just because you have
Whoa.
bankruptcy, look, just because you have bankruptcies, how many times have
I get,
companies
I get that. I get
bankruptcies?
that.
Yeah,
But
bankruptcies don't
to
mean
do
that
that
you're
six
unsuccessful.
times, hold on, let
Well,
me help you.
that's a smart businessman, in my
Hold
opinion.
on, let me tell you. To do that six times, take the people pension, didn't pay them.
Okay.
He didn't pay them when they
But D,
were
you
working
don't.
for the Trump
D,
Towers and all
but
of
D,
that.
you don't.
He didn't
You
pay them.
ask the question and don't let me answer it.
Okay,
But
go ahead, finish. Okay, I'm
I,
sorry. Go ahead.
I hate I missed some
you're right.
shit.
No, I think he's a successful businessman. I mean, he has more than several businesses that's been good. You know what I'm saying? He still owns the Trump, the Trump name. I mean, it's a significant name. You know
Oh
what I mean?
my God! I know you didn't say Donald Trump was a successful businessman.
He,
I know you didn't say that. My
it don't
phone
matter.
went
Hey,
dead
yo,
for a minute, man.
Yeah, he
I know you
said
didn't
that.
say
it
that.
don't
I'm
matter
asking
what I.
him what's
All right,
5
all right.
successful things he did.
It don't matter what I say. Y'all ain't gonna. You know what I mean? I'm
But I
always gonna be
mean,
out.
Matters.
you could Google and it still ain't gonna show you nothing he did successful.
All right.
He doing exactly what he's been doing in business right now,
Well, I
and
tell
that's
you what.
running up in a place, telling everybody all these stories and robbing it, and then he's gonna close it and get
Well,
out the
it
way.
depends on what you call business now. Because if you want to run scams and make money, just to make money by hook or crook, he's good at that. But you're saying being successful as where a business is thriving, is strong, is producing, so on and so forth, without scams and doing everything by the book. Nah, he ain't that. But can he run a scam? Can he run a business in the ground, file bankruptcy 30, 40 times, catch cases and all that, and still keep the money? Oh, he good at that. Is that a
Good.
businessman? I guess it depends on how you defined it.
Well, as we see, we looking right here.
Oh my God.
Economic, automation, electric. I mean, look, he had nothing to do with these deals that happened. That happened so the country, man, has been losing, man, for a long time, bro. We know that it ain't the nine. We know it ain't the world that our parents kind of grew up in, man, where it was an abundance of jobs and manufacturing and stuff like that. I think it's best for the United States, and I don't know you do feel like this too, to basically have those types of jobs back. It's going to be beneficial not only to people that don't go to college, but people that do, or people that go to drop out, or people that's been in prison, because those jobs will be available. I mean, this, D, that those jobs have gone, man, and really that's the lifeblood of a country like this. We buy everything and we get everything from everybody else. We do not produce. And I think at the end of the day, man, and even to be successful, even as yourself, D, yourself, Keith, if you're not self-sufficient, you're borrowing and getting from everybody else. What good is you as a man? We all gotta have something that we producing. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are producing a living for yourself. It's like, so I feel like we're in a situation as a country that something has to happen. Is the tariffs the best thing to possibly probably happen? I don't think I wish it was another way. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm trying to understand why you feel like something has to happen. What is it that makes you feel like something has to
bec-
happen?
because the country basically is been on the decline as far as loss of jobs. Basically,
We
the
had
deficit,
we
the
have it's
deficit that
plenty
we've
of
been in,
jobs. It's plenty of jobs out here.
plenty of
It's
jobs.
Wait,
plenty of
but
jobs.
who contributing to all of that though?
Who's contributing?
Who contributed to the largest job loss? The largest job loss in the last 10 years? Who contributed most to that?
I don't know.
Donald Trump did. Listen, what happened in 2020 is no fluke. It's
Yep.
funny how we
So,
forget this.
so you saying that COVID was his
COVID.
fault?
You remember the money grabbing COVID?
So
You remember all the jobs that was lost? You remember that didn't come back? You
so
remember
who was COVID? So you blaming COVID on?
bruh, listen. Did you see the economics of COVID? Did you see the economics of COVID?
But we was in a worldwide pandemic though. Like what we was supposed to do? I mean, what, giving people the stimulus checks you talking about, or the what we lost? I'm trying
Yeah,
to understand when you come
yeah,
back.
there you
Okay,
go.
there we go. There you go.
You know. So what was your question, Shanti?
What was the? We was in a worldwide pandemic. What was the? You know, how did he contribute to the? That.
True. Yes, that's true. We was in a worldwide pandemic, he ran up the what they call it, the national debt, by the PPP loans that he didn't have to give out like that. And all the small business that went out of business that never came back. the people, the rich people, the rich got richer with the with the COVID. And we ain't never bounced back from that. We ain't never bounced back from it. Matter of fact, Chase Bank catching hell right now trying to get people out of the house back into the office. So is GM because everybody went home. A lot of people lost jobs. We lost economic power. The interest rate on your credit card bills right now is because of COVID. He created that whole thing.
You gotta pay attention to the distractions. This guy is 80 years old. Y'all used to talk about old Sleepy Joe. But look at old Cheeto. Cheeto Benito.
And Shanti, you a smart dude, man.
Yeah.
But I think you stuck. What I mean by stuck, because you supported Trump. You supported Trump and you advocated for him, and he got in there and he fucked everybody.
Yeah.
But you stuck. But you stuck with your conviction because you advocated for him. And I think you kind of stuck with that, and he's forcing you to go ahead and ride with it to the end. But
I think you better jump off the back right now.
Nah.
But,
Hey.
Shanti, that man is taking us down. He's a businessman, man. He's a what they call a shyster. He's a shyster, man. Look at his cabinet.
So let me ask
you. Piss on you and tell you it's raining. That's the kind of motherfucker he is.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If everything, let's just say, devil advocate, let's just say everything works in the way that it was planned to. The tariffs happen, the countries come to the table and say, you know what, let's even this stuff out, and everything. The stock market started to go up. Manufacturing people say, you know what, we're gonna start building in America again, and all this happened within the next year or so, and everything. What would y'all say then? Would you say, you know what, he did a great job, or you would just never get a man credit?
He'd be the greatest president ever.
Yeah, but you got to think about this when he be talking about.
This is being recorded, so I'm gonna play this back for you, look, guy.
Yeah, he said,
he would be the greatest president ever.
All these companies come in with billions of dollars in building here. It takes 3 to 5 years to build a plant.
He only got 4.
He only got 4.
3.
He gonna tell us that that's what's going on. You haven't saw one announcement of a company come on.
Dog, the tariffs just came down.
No, this is what he said. Everybody has came to him and made promises that they're gonna build in the United States and bring the jobs back.
But do you know that 40 to 50 different countries right now are lining up to come to have meetings and try to settle this? I mean, in a way that it kind of works out for renegotiating the tariff contract between that country and this country.
That's what he's saying.
So what I'm saying,
I'll believe it when I see it. Nothing has came through that he said he was going to do for the American people.
But here's the thing too.
Your eggs is still high.
But no, they came down, D.
2025, he had no part in that.
Eggs came down.
Still rolling. It's still rolling. He still undid every.
Actually, gas came down a little bit too.
Shit.
Yeah,
I said a little bit.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, man. Remember, you told me that he wasn't no part of 2025.
No, he not. The price of wholesale eggs have fell like in around $3 on a national average.
Did you say he wasn't a part of 2025?
Yeah, he really believed that.
25. I'm gonna tell you what I think happened. I'm gonna tell y'all the theory that I have, y'all.
It's happening right now.
Right.
Can I tell y'all the theory that I believe?
What's that?
This COVID situation, right? Mm-hmm. I believe that tariff stuff he was gonna try to do that back then. I think the reordering of the deck of cards was gonna get reordered back then. But I think what happened is China saw that this was about to happen, and they released that doggone COVID.
Sante, don't you ever tell that.
No.
What happened with COVID?
Where did COVID come from, D?
It was in China in a lab.
How did it get out, D?
It was in China in a lab.
You mean to tell me they a superpower and they let it out?
It was in China in a lab.
You gonna blame that, but y'all gonna blame that on the United States too. And
listen,
He took the person off or whatever. Okay.
You know
Just like
it.
y'all
Go
blame, just
go
like y'all blame,
Google
just
it.
like y'all
Google it.
blaming them,
It's
just like y'all blaming them
Dante.
for
Google
the claims
Google
that
who fired the people that was protecting us
no,
from
just
mass
like
shooting.
y'all. Think about this. People blamed him for the planes that ran into each other, that helicopter when he
He
first just
fired the
got in.
FHA director.
So yeah, so all of a sudden he did that, and then it's a plane
If
getting
you don't
so
have the guy who
everything
got the
that happened.
knowledge to keep the air clear,
D, y'all blaming this man for too much that ain't even did yet, bro.
okay. Well, just keep watching. I'm gonna say that. I ain't gonna even debate with you
Hey,
today. I'm gonna let you keep paying attention and keep being distracted. So when they
I
see
mean,
that letter, when they
what
see
letter?
that letter that your taxes is way up there, and they
Hey,
gonna want some more money out your
I
pocket,
just staple it onto the ones I already owe.
right?
But I got a question for you, Shanti.
Yeah,
When did a rich man give a fuck about the poor?
never,
Ooh,
never really.
So
wow.
how is it that you get the keys to Colonel Sanders and you think he gonna take care of the chickens?
Well, but
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, well, because I feel like any of them that was been in power. You got Joe Biden; he's multi-millionaire.
His whole
Obama,
life, but his whole life is government.
right? But
He's
all of
not.
them jokers, man, most of them jokers, but even our local officials, they think they better than us. I see them; they walk right past me, don't even speak because they got a little extra more couple dollars than me. So it's like none of them really care, dog. I think in a way, you know what I'm saying. So I can't even just say that it's him. All these presidents that we
I
had
see what you're
prior,
saying. I see what you're saying.
all these presidents prior, then gave us a hoot about what they're doing ultimately for themselves and their legacy. All I could say is what we got going on now, man. And the last previous 4 years dug us more in the hole than we are before those 4 years. Quite honestly, I didn't see any. I didn't see any. Bro, I would have been for Biden and old girl, but I didn't see any progression over those 4 years, bro. I didn't see anything. I didn't see nothing mobilizing. I
Who
never
who
even,
who 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 presidency did they pick up? Now you realize,
but I never saw him.
listen,
Never
you
saw him.
realize you pick up the prior
Actually,
president's economy for the first four. So who did Biden and Vice President Harris pick up?
they picked up an economy, or they picked up
From
a
who?
from him. But we was in a
Okay, now
pandemic
back it
though.
up. Who economy did Donald pick up?
Of
Obama.
course, Obama.
Okay, so when you said it was so good, them 4 years he was in there, that's because
Don't matter. He kept it good.
no, he didn't. Shit,
He kept it good, D.
he
You
didn't
can't
keep
tell
it
me
good.
the first 3 years of President Trump, the first 3 years before the
I'm just gonna be honest with you,
the
man.
first 3 years before the pandemic. What was so bad about that presidency?
Man, how many presidents? Let's put it like this: how many presidents flat out got in office and only stuck to one race of people?
All of pretty much.
Nah, man.
Do you true
How
all of
many? How many talking about reform and all this Medicaid, Social Security,
it needs to be
threatening these
reformed.
elderly people?
All these, and here's the other thing: Medicaid and everything people talking about, dog, ain't none of them been touched or gonna be touched.
Okay.
It's a bunch of fear.
Okay.
I'm just saying, has it happened?
Okay. Tariffs just happened. All the black
But he
history is
said that was
taken
gonna happen.
down. Hey,
Where's what the Black Lives Matter? That
no,
fraud,
they want to
that
take away
fraud
slavery,
stuff.
so our kids don't know that no more.
Come on, how they not gonna know that, D?
Why
And
take it away then?
D. Look, bro. I
Why
never
take it away?
look, D. And in our schools, even in our public schools,
It
and
ain't in our schools.
they right. D. They wasn't teaching it right. No way. It's up. Quite honestly, man, this country we always gonna be second fiddle or third fiddle. Tell you the truth, it don't make a difference who the president
So
is.
why support, if we're
Why
going to
support the
be
whole
that,
country anyway? Well,
why
why be in
support
America?
those who don't support you?
Well, we might as well move to what? Canada now, Mexico. Where we gonna go, D? Back to Africa?
But why support a candidate
Going
that
on
don't
over there if you
support
want to.
you?
None of them for me, D.
So
Obama won't go.
why support the one that tell you in your face
What'd he say?
he don't support you?
I didn't ever hear him say nothing like that. What did he
He
say?
ain't gotta say it. He's showing you in his actions how he feel about you.
So what did Obama? I mean, what did Biden tell me that made me want to support him? What did Kamala tell me? They ain't telling me nothing.
Let me say this. Why support the ones that don't support you?
She don't support us.
Come on, man.
She don't.
Let's look at
Shanti,
today. Let's look at
Okay.
today. Let's look at
Shanti,
today.
you don't
I'm
think DEI affects you?
diversity, equity, inclusion.
You don't think that affects your child?
I think it affect white people more than it affect me.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, so Shanti,
White women.
when okay, Shanti. So when your child's already grown. When your grandchild get ready to go to college, that DEI shit, it was a way that they can get into college because the SAT and ACTs was redlining the black community for years.
yep.
The DEI made a way for black kids in urban areas to go to school, to go to the HBCUs, to go to the Wayne States and the Michigans. That's gone now. That's working against you, Shanti. Where you don't have to accept that, but the fact is that affects your seed. That affects your
Yep.
seed.
And
I can't stand,
I know
and
you
that
wish you
I'm
could
alone, I
vote
can't
differently
stand
disagree with
now.
you.
behind
I'm
nothing
gonna
that man
disagree with
say or do because he has a direct effect on the action of my seed and my work. I
you.
cannot stand with anybody that works against me and my family. That
Yep.
everything he's doing in office right now works against me and my family.
Yep.
I can't support that as a black man, as a human being, as a motherfucker that come from the urban area, from the urban life. I can't support that. I can't stand with that. It baffles me that you can stand with that.
Yeah.
That's baffling.
Right.
Because he gonna come down your street. He coming down your street when it's all said and done. And the impact that is gonna happen is drastic.
Mm.
It's drastic.
He,
We everybody getting laughs out of this tariff thing, but you just wait a little bit longer.
you don't see nothing wrong with he is erasing your history. You don't see nothing wrong with that.
Listen.
All the things we invented.
How you can't erase history? You
Yeah, you
can't.
can.
You can't erase it.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, he got the
And
ability to say, "Don't teach it in no school in America. If you do, I won't fund you." So guess what they're
so,
gonna do? Not
so,
teach it.
so that's another lie and the misconception. Black history is not taken out of the schools, bro.
Okay, why don't you?
Come
Why
on,
don't you? I'm gonna tell you
come
this,
on, bro.
Keith.
Uh,
When we was in Florida,
uh-huh,
Hmm.
we was down there marching because DeSantis took Black history out of them schools.
uh-huh,
Crump them was down there marching.
uh-huh.
Trying
Does
to tell
that
you,
have
man, it's
anything
real
to
in the
do?
field.
Is it that has anything to do with who the president is?
We talking about policy though that he
Yeah,
endorses.
he backs it.
It didn't happen till he came into office.
Joe wasn't trying to do that. Joe wasn't saying stop and frisk. Joe
Shanti, they
wasn't
taking
saying
your
I need to
civil
put
rights
in.
away, Shanti. They
Yeah, I'm
taking
taking
your
your
civil
civil
right. Your
rights.
voting rights right now as we speak is on the chopping block in Michigan.
Yep.
Right now, where you vote in the urban community is on the chopping block.
I gotta see paperwork for seeing that. I don't see it. All these things are honestly, bro. Like
It's
if
real.
you
You
gotta
ain't
show.
watching TV.
I am watching
You ain't
TV and
watching
I'm
you watching
following
the
the news.
news.
I'm watching the news. I'm following every day. I'm watching what's going on. I'm not seeing no
C-SPAN.
legal paperwork. I'm not seeing any bills. I ain't seeing nothing that's been passed that got anything to do with my voting rights.
Okay.
Okay, just keep watching.
And do you really think something like that's gonna fly in this country? We ain't going back. We ain't
Sante,
going back. You
why
know good and
all the
well black folks
people?
ain't going right. It's a whole bunch of fear mongering going on. It's a bunch of
No,
lies.
it's
No,
not.
it's a
No,
bunch of
it's not.
lies and
It's reality,
propaganda.
man.
It's a bunch of lies
People,
and propaganda, D. That
most
people
people are not
that's
falling for the
listen,
distraction.
listen, D,
That's
it's a
why
lot of
they up in
lies.
harm's way.
It's a
Look at
lot of
all the people out
lies.
the street right now
Hold
as
on,
we
D man.
speaking.
Let him get it out. Let him get it out, D. There's a
It's a
lot of
lot
lies. What?
of it's a lot of lies, distractions, and propaganda on the other side that's making all these people scared and telling people this is gonna happen, this gonna happen, and that gonna happen. Ain't none of this is what happening. And
Shanti,
I believe what
stop.
I believe what's
Stop.
hold on, let me get this off.
Michigan was the lead in gerrymandering. Gerrymander. I can never say that word. Gerrymander. Michigan was the lead on that. Google that. You put up all that other shit. Pull that up. The gerrymander in Michigan. That's how they circumvent your voting rights. Do they come and say, Shanti, you lost voting rights? No, they do it systematically, like they do everything else.
Yeah, you got to pay attention, man. It's
So
a
you
Come on,
distraction.
Shanti.
That's why all the MAGAs is out there in the street marching right now
so
because they
you
regret
think
voting.
so y'all think in y'all natural black minds
Yeah, natural
that
black mind.
Natural black mind.
in y'all natural black minds that they about to stop some black folks from voting. Bro,
Yeah, they
come on.
go. So they
You
do. They can.
look, bro. Y'all know we ain't having that. You know we not having that, man. That's a
again,
bunch of lies,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh,
And come
hey,
on,
you might as
again,
well get
ag-
ready because
D,
again,
that ain't
Shanti.
gonna fly,
This
bro.
is
There
not
be some
about
bodies on the streets, bro. You know they ain't happening. Come
Shanti.
on. You
Again,
know?
this is not about your generation. This is about your seed. If they don't know, which they not going to know, it will happen. That's why history is important. That's why it's important to keep history intact, to teach history, because you
Mhm.
will repeat it if you don't know it. They are erasing our history.
Yep.
Your grandchild is not going to know that history. They're not going to know about the sacrifices made for them to
Bro,
vote.
we don't even know our history anyways.
Yeah, we do.
Yes,
Shit.
we do. That's
We
why
don't
you
know.
vote.
No, we don't know our history beyond 70 years back, bro. We the only people on the face of the earth that don't even know where we really come from
Well,
because they want
I'm talking about for civil rights here in
our
America.
civil rights or American history, our places in America. I get that, but that's always been a secret in a way to try to keep it from us. But the cat is
Well,
out the bag.
the
It don't
secret
make a difference if
is
they teach us in school or not. We know where we come from and we know where we are, dog. They all this stuff that I think is a lot of propaganda to keep black people up under the thumb of the Democratic Party, and it's over now. Democrats probably ain't gonna win in the next three elections, dog. They did so terrible. So just think about where the
Shit.
think about who y'all got as a Democrat. Who's y'all
Shit.
Democratic
I
candidate?
disagree. I disagree. I don't even think
The
Cheeto Benito
Republicans,
gonna even last through his foe.
the Republicans are giving we'll see in the midterm. The
Hey,
Republicans are giving away DC.
Wisconsin
That's a
that
good
was a
measure right
big
there. The
defeat
midterm.
right
You're right
there.
about that. You're right.
Wisconsin was a big defeat.
Yep. Yeah.
That sealed the deal.
Hey fellas,
So
I'm
Cheeto Benito, that's why he running around doing all he can right now
Cheeto
because
Benito.
time is running out.
hey fellas, I'm gonna get on home. I'm still at the spot. Hey, if I was at home, we probably could go longer, but I'm still at the hookup.
We're gonna
Oh,
do it
okay.
again.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again. I thank y'all for popping on with me. You know it's always fun when y'all do.
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
no
Sorry for
doubt.
popping on so late, man. I didn't know you was rolling.
No, I just came on just to be testing some stuff, man. But yeah,
Oh,
I'm glad y'all popped on, man. I'm about to make it to the crib real quick, bro. But
Okay.
we'll get together in a minute, y'all.
all right,
For
Rook.
sure.
All right,
All right, Key.
everybody, we
All
get
right,
out.
Gene.
All right, bro.
Hold on, I got you.